Oops. No.
We might be live.
Real live or pre-live?
Are we or are we not? It's a question.
This is the problem I have. This is the problem that I have every time we go live.
Are we live or not? Then just wait for a few minutes. We should get like some sort of intro or something. So like, you know.
Do you want to
So
begin?
it's no. I say we as, you know, a combined.
The royal we, as in you.
The real we as in you. Yes.
We'll
Do you
get
do-
there.
Do you do the spirally animated one for the lives or no?
Say that again.
Do you do the spirally animated intro for the lives or no?
I don't know how to set it up, but just so you know, we are live. It's official. So
Okay.
we went live a couple minutes early today. I use those for
Classes?
I can hear the echo. I gotta figure out where the echo's coming from. But I use
Oh,
those
it's gone for a
the
second.
interviews that
Okay.
we did. It was just like a one-off. It wasn't necessarily
I'm just saying I thought it was cool. I know you said you spent like a whole day or a bunch of time on it. So.
took a whole day. I should use it. I have to figure out what I would have to do is how do I now I'd have to learn how to play video. And that it's not impossible. This is all every time we do this,
Yeah.
we're learning something new about it. So it's just a matter of running that, learning how to run a video, an intro to this, and then get it there. Okay, let me move our heads so that we are maybe not blocking. Alex, our heads are going to be at the top of your network. So if you
Like
use
here?
the bottom
You can cover
third of your
here.
network-
Okay, how about Lindsay, you can cover this part. This part nobody watch it. Nobody need to see it. It's not important.
Isn't that where
this
you
part.
have your video? Isn't that where your images are showing?
The drawing image? Yeah, but who needs to watch the drawing image?
I always
Like
watch
this
the drawing
thing?
image. That's like
Oh.
one of my favorite windows.
Then put it here. Or just put
Where?
it back to where it used to be here.
Okay.
Bottom middle.
I still can't see Alex. I don't know what she's pointing at.
Aye, Captain.
Wow, maybe Damon should be the one that pulled up stream and watch the stream. I don't know why I share the screen. Like, why can't you see? Like, is it a permission thing that Lindsay you need to allow everyone to see other people's screen?
Absolutely. But
Like
the
other
permissions
people's.
were set.
That's a good call though. I'll screen mirror to my iPad.
All right. Well. All right, so today's goal is to finish all the rotations, and we have some expressions made for our P characters that we will try to add to our builds. However, because we are aiming to wrap everything up tonight, we will see how far we can get the expressions. I will hit the main ones, and then the secondary ones we'll see how they probably won't get done, honestly, but rotations for sure. How's that for intro?
It was fabulous. I wish I was recording it.
Okay, well, too bad, so sad, not gonna do it again. Okay, so I think we're pretty good to move on to what happened to my arms and my legs and my eyes?
We lost. We were gonna Why did we, there was a thing. We were going to do something. I forget. We didn't leave ourselves a note inside the rig to remember.
Oh, I see.
I remember we were going to re-duplicate the groups.
We did that. We did that. I think this is an older version. I saved a new version last time and I simply just opened the wrong version. Yeah, see, there's a new version. What I did earlier for the design is just gone, that's all. That's fine.
There was a thing. We were going to do something. I forget. We didn't leave ourselves a note inside the rig to remember.
Yeah, we did. Here.
An echo.
Oh,
We're going to is it Damon?
That's me. I'm messing up. I'm sorry. I went live on the other screen.
If you have to watch yourself, you have to at least mute it.
I did. Yep. We're all good now. I
check it on my phone, and then I have the volume turned off, and so that's how I can kind of get away with it. We do have some lovely people already here and watching us, so just so you know.
Oh fuck!
Watch your language.
That's why.
I'm sorry. I feel like we're just in a silly, goofy mood today. I'm sorry. I will be serious. We are doing something that shouldn't be joked at. We're working. It's work mode. I can't go into work mode. It's fine.
Alyx is gonna hit her deep flow state and show us how hard she can work and focus.
Yes. Yes. So yes, I will get all the rotation done, and I even aim to get some expression done. Because these expressions are actually really cute, and I want to at least get some of them. So if we want to look at it, I think we should get some of these expressions. I'm gonna circle out the one that I like the most, and then we're gonna do them. Oops. I think, like, honestly, these ones are all pretty good. I think this one, the animation can pulse it out.
Let's do
this
those ones
one,
last, though.
Yeah.
Because
this one maybe.
That one's so, I know that mouth is so cute, but I don't know if you can do a profile mouth today, and it's okay if you can't.
No, I think we have time. I already set it up.
Okay, well,
I think these are fine.
Let's prioritize here.
Yeah, the rotation. Yes.
So let's make sure that we have the rotation done, obviously, and then the blinks. The hands and feet would be nice, but they're not priority. The expressions would also be really nice, but maybe like having those open mouths would be good.
I think we'll hit these eyes for sure, and then I think we'll hit the first sheet of expressions. Some of these are like pretty crucial. They do change. Like we need to add a few things in the group to kind of get those changes. These are probably fine. Animation can handle like those posing out or adding new drawings. The one thing, okay, let's make a backdrop. List, rotation, and then expression. No, blink and expressions. And then expressions include open mouth, profile mouth, add cheek. Is that how you spell cheek drawings? I can't spell, so just pretend that I spell correctly. Teeth and tongue. That's how you spell tongue.
Yep.
Okay.
Going to share that we're online with our Discord. I tend to forget to do that.
Okay, that will be our goal today to finish the build. All right, now let's look at the rotation.
What's that noise? That's kimchi? Oh, I thought your dog was scratching. That sounds like
Nope.
late Mabel when she's scratching.
No, Kimchi's all passed out on the couch beside me.
Poor Kimchi. Must have a hard day.
It's pretty rough for her, going outside, coming back in.
So hard.
Alex, can you really quickly tell us what it is that you're doing right now?
Okay, so for basically we already have our front view done, and now we want to start working on our profile. For profile as a build that we construct like this, we normally just use peg to kind of like pose the quarter front and quarter back. So like for example, this is the front. We were just gonna move place our arms and legs and eyes and faces, like all these little details, using the peg to sort of place them in position. Um, the main thing for in this stage is that we need to use the topmost peg of that body part. So, for example, for the arms, I make sure to jump on top of so I'm using the most arm master. Actually,
Oh, you use that one? You don't use the one that holds the peg?
I should use this one actually. I was
Oh,
like,
that holds the group?
I was
Yeah.
talking about it, and then I realized I did it wrong. So you know what? Let's reset, and then yeah, we should use this one. Hey, I can make mistake too, okay? And then I
So-
just
For sure.
layer the arm on top, and it depends on different productions. You might want to bump it out. So in ZDevs, you might want to bump it to the topper, like higher up level. Um, some people like to do it so it's like 5, I think, in some production. In some productions, just 1.
I
You
say
want to
use the
do it
keys. Just use the
the
keys.
4th, the keys one, so just
Just
1 0.
Just the hotkey. Like I wouldn't
Yeah,
break your
so
hotkey.
yeah, so the hotkey is just 1, I think. I I prefer 1 more. I will add a 0 there, but it's not necessary, like you say. Yeah, sure, let's just keep it this way. And
Damon, do you have a preference between the two?
I'm kind of on Alex's side. I always do like the minimal amount of nudging as possible, just to keep things clean and concise. You never know. Animators mess around with
it's
stuff.
just a little bit extra work to like touch on them every time, I think. If you don't have like a script already set up for it. But so since we are running under script, let's just keep our build running under script, which makes sense. Yeah, so I just placed the 2 arm in a relatively close position. For this kind of thing, Damon, are you pro flipping or against flipping?
I flip. I'm a flipper. I'm a flippy guy. I can flip.
So
Depends on the situation.
no, so normally in animation, if you flip this legs like so,
Yeah.
if the animator attempt to do like a in between, let's say they want to in between this two, and they put like like a little thing here, the the thing about it is it kind of like the leg does something funny to sort
It
of
goes all straight.
basically yeah, it basically from the like default position here, they'll sort of do this thing to the other side. So in some production, you will get certain people will be like no flipping whatsoever. Personally, I am actually also pro flipping, because if the I think as an animator you shouldn't really how do you say, you shouldn't rely on the computer to do in between for you. That's kind of my take. Like I feel like that's just, if you're relying on the animation like on the computer to do these in between for you, then you don't get really good result. So I'm kind of just like, well, then the bill won't do it for you kind of thing. But that is kind of my personal take on it. This is actually really close to the feed. I'm just gonna post
That's
it
great.
right
Yeah,
there.
no, that's perfect. That's in the 95 percentile. You're good. Great.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Did I do that again? I did that again, damn it. Yes, Lindsay?
I'm laughing.
Oh, I forgot to change my keyboard, so it's probably a little bit clicky today. Sorry.
I didn't even realize it. I was so tuned out.
I kind of hear it
I think
myself.
we're just used to hearing keyboard clicks. I feel like keyboard
Exactly.
clicks are.
Yeah. I went into Studio Brain and I went, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes that's how when you're like in a studio and then the 1,000 people just using keyboard all the times, it kind of is a noise that you tuned out.
Oh, we got our first question, but I didn't catch when it came
First
in,
question.
so I don't know what the question pertains to. Jolie, you'll have to re-ask your question, or at least give me the context about the static transformation, or put it on a keyframe. What is the will you still do that part mean?
Are you talking about the flipping with the tweening, maybe?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it's because earlier we were talking about like static transformation and we didn't set it
That's what I'm
because that
wondering.
build didn't have it. But we found our later version that does have it, so we just continue. Static transformation, I think it's all in the last video, but I don't mind explaining it again.
Well, I can give you more detail about the question.
Okay.
It was for the weird flip foot thing. So
Okay.
would you use static transformations? Does it matter when you're flipping if you're using static transformations?
I mean, static transformation is a permanent thing, right? So if you imagine, like, if in Harmony, a peg's informations can be rewrite and rewritten many times. But if you like sort of kind of think of a static transformation as like a permanent peg that is sort of stored this one information and it like stick it through it, it doesn't get changed or modify through the whole time you use the build after you set it up. Like unless you actually go in and change static transformation cannot be changed its value like a peg. So if you flip something with static transformation, it doesn't really have an issue because you can't animate static transformation. So I guess like it's just kind of there. Like, does that make yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like a double flip, I guess.
Yes, so then I'll say that there's more to this question, and it's more about, not more about, but if you're flipping on animation and your foot does the weird flip thing, like I always see that as like it almost looks like a piece of paper. The foot is literally flipping, so it
Yeah,
goes
it
super
goes.
thin
Yeah,
to do it. But animators should, like, that's such an easy fix. That's such an easy fix.
yeah.
That should be something that should be in every animator's toolbox. So if you
Mhm.
ever catch a rig flipping like that, you just have to go into the smaller properties of every keyframe. And I forget which one it is. It would be like position X or Y. Is it X?
I think a lot of time when
It's
when
X.
a show is against flipping, they're looking for something that's very like a rotational, like 360 build. Like they're hoping the build can do like a 360 rotation smoothly without any little hiccups and like tunable in between them. So you see this whole like turnaround of the build, and that I think when a studio kind of expecting those kind of look for the build, like the final build, then that's when they're like, oh, like we don't want you to flip on pegs, because that sort of like with having those pegs in a 360 rotational build kind of make it work really wonky, I think, or adding like a layer of difficulty making work. So that's kind of generally why like I ask the preference, what's the preference, flipping or no flipping? Because personal for me, I like to go the fastest route to like get it done and get it functional. Because I know, I guess because personally I know how to fix those problems when it comes to it, or I don't really have those habit of using those like pegs like that. So I don't see it as a issue. But clearly, when people are not used to, like having those things, when they, go through their normal routine of how to animate something, they found those annoying probably. Um, yeah, it is kind of like a preference. It's kind of like, what do you want your end result to be? Do you want your end result of this build, like this P, to be able to tween in between the front view and the profile view, or is the animation for the show more snappy, which means, like you transition from one pose to the next pose very quickly. There's not much in between there. So then it doesn't really need that smooth movement. Like it's kind of like Disney versus Looney Tune, I guess. It's kind of like that kind of thing. So yeah, so it's not a argument of good or bad. It's just what you want. It's what you want to achieve. Does that make sense?
I think so. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, so right now I think for our P, the front and the profile, if I were to in between them, the only thing that doesn't work is probably the leg. So you'll see this kind of creep. Wait, why?
Just extend the drawings.
Oh,
Actually, just got the drawings
I
turned
didn't.
off.
Yeah. So like as a like as a studio, or as like whoever wants this build, if they want to see something like this, obviously you will see like the bottom legs will have issues, which is very easy to fix. It's just I will choose a different approach for this leg. I will essentially, when I post it, I won't flip it. I will just I'll kind of probably rotate it and build it like so. And then for the legs, it we'll just probably rotate it like so, and then make it a different drawing, I guess. So you can retain this deformer, or you can make a new deformer. You don't even need to move the leg at all. So let's say I didn't move the feet, then your rotation, if you do animate it using the thing, it will just look kind of like this. And this feet is not really a solvable thing. At best, you can, well, what you can do with this feet, if you do really want it rotational, is you can have a envelope deformer around it, and then you'll have to animate this feet through and through from the front post to the profile to the quarter front post. You will have to animate the in between of the feet here, and then the feet like more like here, and then the feet like this. You'll have a several keyframe for just this feet. And
Yeah,
that's kind of not our purpose for the build. Our purpose for the build is simple and functional. So so that's why we choose the route that we choose.
Tomorrow we actually are going to have Damon doing our rigging class. And so I know Jolie's in the our chat, but Jolie's got a rig for you to look at tomorrow. And they're building a Mr. Krabs rig. So if you've noticed that in the Discord chat, it's the one that you'll be looking at tomorrow.
Cool. I can get down with Mr. Krabs.
And it'll be actually, it's pretty kind of funny because one of our mentors is getting a little famous online right now for her Squidward drawings. So if anybody's seen those like beautiful Squidward paintings, that's one of our mentors, Aaliyah.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think the quarter front is done actually. See this? Yeah, I told you I can get it done really quickly.
I never doubted you. I never doubted you. I knew you could.
You said it. You're like, can we get it done? And I'm like, challenge accepted.
I didn't know how much we were done from the last class because I wasn't quite present in the last 30 minutes.
You're just trying so hard to fix the not fixable issues of our tech.
I can only fix tech issues or rig. I can't do both.
I just feel like every single time we'll have a new tech issue. It's cursed.
No, it's not cursed. That's progress. We're doing well. That's a sign that we're doing incredible. Incredible things.
Okay. Keep lying to yourself.
Damon, where do you fit in the positive, realistic mindset there?
What do I say publicly?
Alyx is showing us her realist, and I'm showing us our dreamer side. Where are you in there?
I'll be optimistic. Why not?
Traitor.
It's 2 against 1.
You don't deep down you don't believe in that.
Hey, you don't know that.
We can do anything.
That's right. I'm your cheerleader, Alyx. You can do it.
When you start to cross over into storyboards, Alyx, you'll start to see it in yourself too.
To what?
To believe in your skills.
I don't even know at this point. We'll see.
I didn't ask, but do we have jointed arms and jointed legs?
Yes, we do.
And do we have fully Do we have full arms too? Like, do we have
Yep.
2 sets?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. I don't remember if we did that or not.
It's okay. I'm the one that's built it.
And you're doing a fantastic job.
That's not looking to be complimented, even though it always feels a bit patronizing. I don't know.
Nope, fully optimistic.
Yeah, from you.
This P was designed to like blow through this stage. So
Are we
I
sure we
hope
don't want a little white outline here?
maybe another time. I don't want to add it now. Maybe a little toe highlight.
Yeah.
So it's a good idea. Stick to the list. We have priorities. Keith is sending you guys some respect since you're riggers, since we're riggers. You know, honestly, if you're going to learn rigging, it's all about how you learn it. Because if you don't have a good teacher for rigging, it can be really confusing. And I think that it can really throw people off. But it's such a great skill. But it's also a lot of rules. So if you don't like to follow rules, like cooking, or baking, even more so, you can break rules when you're cooking, but you can't really break rules when you're baking. It's kind of like that.
It is very formulaic and recipe based. But when something different comes in, you're like, "Ooh, how would I do this? I don't know how to break this apart. That's fun."
Yeah, I like new stuffs. When they're like design something, you're like, oh, I don't even know this can be built this way.
Hello. Got some nice hellos in the comments.
Hell yeah. I always like comparing how people set up their different Toon Boom interfaces.
I know,
Really
everybody's so unique.
and stuff.
Damon, do you keep all your windows, like if you have 2 monitors, do you take your window and spread it over 2 monitors, or do you like detach your windows and have them separately?
Oh, I hate the people that detach it.
Alyx, don't shun him just yet. Which
No. You go, Damon. Go.
I usually have a ton of node views in each window, but if there is something where like I need to see the broader picture all the time, then I'll detach an extra one and have it on my other screen. But for the most part, I'll keep everything on the one. Kind of separates from like your chat and your workspace.
Your chat and your workspace. I actually don't like using all one window.
What do you do?
I have this. So I will expand this all the way to the next window, like this part. Like this part will be really big, and take up half of the other window. But my other window will be on my left. Like so I will configure it in the computer in an opposite way, which IT hate me for it.
When I worked, like I had such strong opinions on I have very strong opinions on personalizing your workflow, because it's your workflow and you want to do the work, you have to do the work. you know, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, swap your networks. But as a supervisor, if I sat down at somebody's desk and their workflow was so different than mine, and then it would just be like, it was like PTSD every time you hit a button. And then you have those separate windows, then you have to click on everything. I just have to back away. I'd be like, I can't function. You have to do the work. I'll just talk you through it.
Yeah, I remember it used to there used to be a few people used to like to come into my office and grab me for their bill problems. When like if I work real late and they also work real late in the office, they'll just come in and like, my bill is broken, help me. And then I'll go to like set animator's computer and spend like 30 minutes study their file setup and like hating every minute of it. But then eventually I'll figure out a problem and it was kind of rewarding.
It's
Late
all
night
rewarding
tech
at the end of
support.
the day.
Damon, with your compliment that I can't feel, but it's just not right. It feels
back
wrong.
in the office. Back in the office when Alyx and I worked together, we had a very strong, like a very even split of like optimists and realists. So Alyx never felt outnumbered in her
Outnumbered.
That's how I would describe it.
You say outnumbered like I was threatened by it or anything. Like I have to defend myself and go to war, and then somehow like I'm unfortunately outnumbered. The enemy is taken over forever, permanently.
Alyx, can I ask you a favor?
Yep.
Can you, in your node view, can you try to track your where you are in your pegs so that we can see so we can kind of watch your pegs go up as you're hitting the buttons? If it's possible. If it's
Is
too
that
much
a thing that I can do, or you just want me to keep hitting O?
Well, if you like in your network, is that node view right there? Can you just focus on the whole thing? Like just focus so that we can see the whole eye? Because you're about to do more eye work. You don't have to make it that much bigger.
All right.
Just zoom out a little bit
Like so.
Because we can see. I think we can see from there, like what's happening.
The little highlight. Okay.
Yeah, and then that way people can see how you. Yeah, it works. I can see.
Yeah.
And
okay.
my monitor is small, so everybody else can have it bigger. It kind of helps. I think it's good to track the peg.
No, I don't like how thin that line gets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it a little rotation. Here. Yeah, that's good.
I can't wait to see this thing moving.
I know.
It's gonna be so fun.
I know. I've got a lot of friends who've offered to animate for us.
That's good.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. What would everybody in the chat want to see this little P do? I have to ask. What is this little P do? What are we gonna do? Ooh, are we gonna show our favorite trick?
What favorite trick?
The squishy trick. The envelope
double cutter?
Yeah.
I don't want that. I was gonna make a new drawing for it. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather the squishy cutter. I'd rather the squishy cutter than the double drawing.
Okay.
For no reason, if that helps.
Yeah, yeah.
We're fine.
So what Lindsay is requesting is basically creating a cutter that's like go around this eye thing and cuts the white, so cut the color art layer and save and so when the deformer crunch into the when deformer crunch into the like gets too close to each other, there's no color bleed. It just means I need to
Probably one
finesse
of the
more with
greatest
the network.
tricks.
Greatest trick.
I think this is definitely one of the greatest tricks in Harmony that you could know for a rigging artist.
Really? I never really think of it that way.
What do you think of it as?
A trick?
It's ultimate flexibility.
We did agree not to cut the pupil and highlight, right? I feel like that's a conversation about that.
We did.
Like
I don't
this
remember
thing
what we
doesn't
said.
get
I
cut.
don't know how I feel about not cutting it, but
Okay.
I think that's what Chan wanted because the
No, I think it's just cutting by the eye, like the whole eye, and nothing but the eye. I think it's this.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So that if there's a fraction of a pixel that sticks out. Damon, what are you laughing at? Is what I want to know. Like what?
I'm laughing at
Damon,
the
stop! Damon, stop!
Okay.
Damon, stop! Damon is just making me question every move I do.
No,
He's
I'm
best
supportive.
at doing that. You're supportive. Okay. That's news.
I believe in you.
I'm sorry. I think it's Damon. Damon's the problem. When Damon's in the chat, I feel like I have a different communication glitch.
You go, girl.
It's programmed differently. It's definitely programmed differently. That's all I'm gonna say. So since I just did just did some changes to the eye front. The best habit that you can have for anything that you clone is immediate move to the back of this eyes and reclone it and delete the old one. And so all you need to do is do the clone drawing only, and you can just plug it in and make sure both group are in this closed sort of states like so, and you can hold down shift to select the whole keyframe and then hold on control to just drag the whole keyframe down. And now my back eye have exactly the same changes that I just did to my front eye. So you can see I added these to my network, and the eye back also have that. So anything you does doing, your rotation, your, filling up the library, your expressions, anything you add towards your clone group, you need to just remember immediate reclone them and replace them so they remain exactly the same. Because when you I think it gets really confusing if you don't immediately clone them back, and they can sort of cause a little bit of issue later. So okay, and then double check to see if your information on the back eye is have transferred for the timeline. Okay, so now it's time to test our cutter. We have a cutter around this eye, even though you can't see, it's cutting our color art layer, which is the eye white of the eye. So this will work. So when you kind of pull to deformer point really closely, if my cutter is not there, you can see there's these like sort of bleed out colors here. The white is essentially the white of the eye is sort of seeping out. And with the cutter, it will sort of maintain. And if actually you want to see all of it, you can see how the cutter is actually covering around the eyes. These are just those things. Yeah.
The eye pupil is still being cut by the
Yeah,
old
I know.
eye?
I need to use this thing.
Sorry, I'm backseat driving. I'm sorry. I know you know. I know you know.
I legit show it to you before I start doing it. Okay. I just didn't say it out loud, I guess. So yeah, so earlier because this one didn't get cut, the eye kind of stick out and still have it, and now we fix it by just making sure it get cut. Okay, that's good. Moving it down a notch to match the design.
This is exciting. We're gonna be animating this little guy tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next week. Next week.
You keep saying tomorrow. I'm just gonna flip this arm. I don't really want to pose it. Maybe I will pose it. So if we don't want to flip the arms,
Yeah.
what we will do is we will essentially just use the deformer to pose the arm like so, and obviously you'll move your hand peg. I've been avoid doing the hand drawing for the rotation. It will be done eventually. I'm just avoiding doing it right now.
I usually do those last.
Yeah, I like to do those last. They kind of in my head count as a library.
I actually, I mean, this is a really simple character, so it's really easy to work head to toe. But I have, because of the invention of master controllers, I've drastically changed the way that I rotate characters, where I focus on the head and I'll just rotate the head. And then I'll do the body and I'll rotate the body and then the lower body because it's just so much.
Interesting.
I find it actually sped me up because when I'm going head to toe with that many details, I can't necessarily remember like what it is that I'm doing for every peg. So then when I do it like that, if I just focus on the head and rotate the head, even if I just go from front view to profile view, I tend to be like blowing through the rotation a lot faster. And it also keeps the muscle memory of like the pattern of how I'm animating it in the proper order or in the proper spots because I'll be hitting those. I'll be doing them like more frequently.
Right. Having a slight pickle here. Just gonna make sure this two actually matches. Because one is, ooh, one's a full arm and one is not. Pretty good. Alright, and then I'm gonna transfer this information back. So when you're like touching a full, like when there's a jointed arm and a full arm, during the rotation, you just need to make sure you do pose both. We're kind of lucky in this rotation that they're mostly just like moving the pegs and to achieve the problem. But as you can see here, in the full arm, in the forearm, where is it? Yes, in the forearm, our pegs are actually in the wrong place. So so we want to actually make sure that we are. I keep making this mistake. It's kind of embarrassing. So we need to make sure that we're making sure that doing the rotation, both our full arm set and our jointed arm set are at the same place. So the hand need to share the same information. So it's the upper arm, the lower arm. Okay. And this is just the I'm just gonna get rid of this one. This is just the forearm. You can also move the forearm deformer point to here as well, and it sort of make it so when they lapse, it's good because it's a different deformer actually. Just double checking my timeline.
Still trying not to hide the timeline.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, and I will add the hand later. These hands are pretty easy to make. I think this is the first and probably only arm that, probably the back arm later. We'll need it. Okay, so the back. I normally just drag the front for backs because backs and fronts are normally exactly the same, but different. And all we need to do is to push the face backward one. Actually, no, let me turn off the face first. Normally like to turn off all the joints so they don't seep out. But the idea is you do want to like sort of push them back one so they are. I still haven't set this hotkey, it's so sad.
What hotkey?
The hotkey to change joints.
Oh right, you were looking for that. It's this. I think it's just this. You just have to maybe shift, control shift. No. It's the square bracket, but it's either alt or control or shift. I don't remember which one.
It's just not working for me somehow. I need to set up so like, for example, if I hit it here or hit it here, it doesn't do anything. It's
I noticed that last time I had a Harmony trial too, that a lot of the shortcuts just wouldn't do anything even though they were set, and I didn't know if that was because it was my first time doing it on my my Mac, so I didn't know if it was just an Apple not reading properly or not, or what.
Your Apple would use the other button.
I went in and I changed them all purposely because I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I had to do that when I first got my Mac working for Toon Boom. They all use Macs.
Yeah.
I think I ended up buying a keyboard and I just clicked it and went with my PC keyboard for a while.
Aha. I think I remember what's going on. I think there's like a little period of time that I was very into using Photoshop, and then my Photoshop hotkey got confused. All right, so yeah. Just make sure to track what's within the rotation. We just need to make sure to track which one is which. So for example, if this hand is it's your character's right hand, which is on the screen left, you need to make sure it's always maintained to be the correct hand. So like for example, like doing in the back view, it will be here. So just make sure that, you know, like your right legs, the character's right leg will be the same right leg through and through within the rotation. I have seen people in the middle of the rotation swap them and they become two different things. Just need to make sure, keep that in mind. Those are kind of like the easy mistake that you can make that actually is gonna cost you a lot of work.
You're doing good, Alex. Keep it up.
That
Freaking
sounds
a
painful.
mile a minute.
There's dogs playing in the background, so sorry.
Poor Mabel.
For front arm, I think I can just borrow whatever I have here. Honestly, they probably work. Just need to make sure they're no longer zip depths. Aha. One thing that clone, one of the main reason why we clone limbs is actually this part. This is actually a really cool trick. So right now you can see my arm, like the back arm for our P characters are kind of backward because we never really, you know, properly turn it, even in this poses, which I probably will do later. The one thing that's really fun or time saving, consider like if you have a character that, you know, like have a little bit more, the rotation is a little bit harder. What you can do is you can circle your group in your node view and then hit O here. So you jump to this group here and then you just collapse it and find the back one as well. The main thing to keep in mind, two things. One, it has to be collapsed. The little box have to your group, the little icon represent your group, which is the little box have a plus on it. The second thing is if you see this arrow here, make sure it's pointed down so the comp isn't included in your group. And what you can do is, like I was doing it earlier when I recloned the eyes, press down Control, hold it, and then just drag this key all the way over to here. You can see I already have a flip arm. I've done that. It's not by just flipping. I actually did that for like with my deformer and everything for this arm. So you can kind of just repeat that to your back arm here, and you save some time. It works really well. Yep, it works really well with
Greatest gifts.
symmetrical characters. It worked really well, especially with how simple our design is. But it also will work, for example, if you, let's say you have an arm that's raised and like, you know, pointed at something at the character's back, and for no reason, you know, later on they decide that the pointer arm should be the character's, you know, out like the other arm of that character. You can just simply copy and paste, and then you will have a fewer, you know, less work to do to actually get your arm there. So yeah, so that is a little trick. And that's kind of why clone arm it's popular. Clone limbs is popular is because you can literally just translate any animation that you've done and to, from front to back. It's very useful. A lot of people really like it for that reason. And I think we're done with our rotation.
Yay! Cheering you on.
Cheer me on.
That was a fast little character to rig. I'm happy. I'm happy that it didn't take too long.
Yeah, just checking. So I think my arm is set up pretty good. And everything else should be fine. Yay.
We got a question. So the keyframes that are jumping through for each pose of the rig, does the whole concept sheet and everything slide so that the actual rig lines up in the same position? Should I answer that, or do you want to answer that? Actually, let Damon answer that.
Let Damon answer it.
Yeah, I'll answer it. Let's let Damon answer it. Yeah. So the design originally, when you set everything up, you put the keys on the design. So as you can go through the timeline, it slides automatically with assistance from dogs.
Yeah, you always want to build everything in the center of the screen.
Yeah, it's a separate thing from the actual the puppet itself.
Yeah, you don't really, when you're building a rotation, you definitely don't want like the poses to pop, like even just a little bit. You want it to be as smooth as possible for the whole rotation. So when you do your designs, like even before you start doing the builds, when you line up your design, you already want to, make sure they rotate really nicely before you even start doing anything.
Like you're on a spinning chair and we're trying to spin.
Exactly.
About that.
I'm just checking everything under render to make sure that all looks good. And now we should do our expressions. So rotation done.
Woohoo!
Blinks.
Good job, Alex.
And expressions.
I was really nervous putting out because we are working on a pipeline, and a pipeline is a living thing. And if one thing goes wrong, it offsets the whole pipeline. So I was just really nervous about starting to promote our animation that's coming up next in the next month in the pipeline, because without the rig, we can't animate. And so I think if we got to a point, I was trying to figure out what could we do, and if we had to finish it outside of the rig along, because it's starting to I'm starting to get nervous, but I'm also not nervous because it's coming, like it keeps coming together. It looks so good.
You definitely panic text me today.
I texted you a lot today and yesterday.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, Lindsay's just panicking.
Like semi-panic.
Semi-panic. Not fully. Not fully.
It means you care.
I don't like this. I just need to line this up a little bit for me.
Yeah, there is only one eyeball, so that's the one thing that we don't have to, like, you know what I mean? I don't know which one's which. We forgot to label them, so we're gonna have to like eyeball this, pun intended.
What do you mean by you don't know which one is which?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna put it at 10. No, at 11. At 20.
Lost me. What are you setting right now? What are you doing with your keyframes? What just happened?
Huh? Oh, I'm just setting up so the blink start at 20s.
Okay.
And Damon just marked at me of my studio habit.
It's a good habit. I'm not making fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
I get the impulse.
Yeah. I believe that.
So just so you know too, the expressions are not cleaned up by Michelle. So the expressions are straight from Mike Morris. So they should be treated as conceptual.
Yeah.
And we keep the character on model.
Yes. Yes, I will try.
Yeah.
I mean, just a few. It's not even a real blink. It's just pulses. I just need to make sure they are there.
Yeah, like, I don't know how I feel about two closing eyes before, like that's never that's that.
Well, I just want to. I don't even think this one is the one.
I don't think so. I think that was a don't do.
Yeah, I think I'm going to delete this
That's
one.
what I meant when they weren't, when I said they're not labeled, and I forgot to go back and double check. I didn't forget.
I think I'm just gonna do this too because I like how mischievous they look. And then the others will just, and this will just be the eye closing. Blink normally kind of go like this, like you have the closing eye in the middle and then you have the, like it doesn't go from open to close smoothly, but we'll just do whatever this have. The animator can later on animate a better blink that have better personalities.
I will get Chris to, I'll get Chris to double check our blink.
Yeah,
use the
I mean it's not uncommon for us to not get a blink.
It would be going into the library.
Yeah.
For reuse, so.
Yeah. It's fine. So we have our build here. Let me close this. Where is it? There it is. So since we already have this too, we'll just use it. Huh, the cutter is a bit weird. Oh.
Oh, no auto patch or something? This has gotta...
No, I think it's this is the wrong part. There we go.
Who designed the carrot, Lindsay?
You know, that's actually Mei Hua, who he's our neighbor actually. But he works in games.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is the carrot ever gonna get built?
The carrot's built.
It's already built.
Hey yo.
It's a very advanced rig too. Yeah.
Cool.
The carrot, I actually do need to make some changes to the carrot because I do want the eyes to match this character. So the carrot is built, and so we technically have two characters.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We like that.
Soon we'll have our own VeggieTale.
That's the dream. VeggieTales.
Let me look at it. I'm not madly in love with the line thickness here.
Part?
Just feels so thin cutting it. The top one. So why is there a halo?
Where do you see a halo?
It's sort of there.
I think that's probably just an artifact from the deformer. I don't
Yeah,
think that's
it's
actually
probably a
there.
deformer. It's a deformer thing. It's a deformer thing.
Not having enough vector points, but okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It's what it is. Since we don't have like a finish blank,
It's already
I'm kind of
posed.
just.
This is its first emotion. It looks confused.
I mean,
let me take a photo.
no, don't. You're
This
taking advantage of its
is a
vulnerable
moment.
point. Okay. Next one. We are finishing this.
Posting.
I feel like Lindsay probably have a lot of social media game now.
Gotten better.
It's a skill that I never acquired. See, I feel like in the design it's definitely much thicker line and it looks more pleasing when I have a thicker line. I'm gonna bump it up a little bit to just see. Eight? Isn't that look better? It looks a bit off here.
Is it popping though? What's going on?
Huh?
Is it popping? Like when you're switching between the two poses?
The line is, yeah, you're right.
Like I don't understand why.
I just feel like when it gets here, I want this line to be slightly thicker.
I like that it's thicker on top. I like that.
But when this happens, it doesn't look good.
Oh, but all you have to do is change the thickness at the top point. That's all. Because it's a different thickness.
So you want like a thickness here.
Yes, but in the full eye, because you're right now it's your deformer or your cutter.
Yeah, but do you want to change the actual eyes to be thicker here?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Now
wasn't thinking of that.
I don't hate that.
Honestly, I might add a little bit here too. Ugh, that's too much. Maybe we just do a 7. So this is like a 4.
So wait, Jolie's asking about the carrot rig. Yes, the carrot rig's already online, and I've kind of hidden a lot of the links to it, but I do have a Gumroad. So if you go to a Gumroad account, you can download Cadence, the character. The pun is in there. And it's there, and everything's there. So the whole package, and then that's the character that inspired the first rig along. So I don't know how many hours it was, but it was like 40 to 50 hours online that I rigged that character. Abba's saying that we do have it does look better with the line thickness. I think it does. It does add a little bit.
Is that kimchi? Okay. I can hear the breathing. The yeah, the snore. I miss her. Oh, why can't she join? Oh.
No, I'm trying to post this photo online, but I'm also trying to tag the people that are here with us. But I also don't know everybody's Instagram accounts. Well, you're not hard to find.
What? Nothing wrong with having too much Instagram account. Okay. So for the blink, we're adding one more deformer to it, and I'm actually just gonna follow whatever I have in the pencil line. Just give it 3 points, because normally if people want to pose the closed eye to, like, you know, like smile or any other forms, one more deformer works better, in my opinion. And if you ever set a new deformer after rotation, just make sure to add keyframe to all your keys, because this new deformer will not have any keyframes if you don't add them. And make sure to clean out your empty joint from your transformation switch. We'll actually do a lot of changes to the eyes, because we actually have a few things we wanted to add to the eye. So I'm not cloning this eye to the back just yet. We will move on to pose. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna add the periwinkles. It's funny that you call it periwinkle too. I'm gonna add the periwinkles, and then I'm gonna add the cheek, because the cheek, yeah, the cheek gonna be in the eye group. I think it's the best. So it's like, if you want to save that animation as a template, you can. Not that in this setting there is a lot of saving, but yeah, go check on.
I was watching Rig along, and I remember you guys were talking about that, but it was still undecided.
Undecided about periwinkles. Yeah, I think well, with this little sketch, I think we'll just do it. It does add more character. I'm not gonna post. I think it's pretty simple. I just need to add 3, like 1 top, 1 bottom, and 1 on this side. And then I'm adding a cheek. So I'm adding 4 drawings in total. I already have 1 crease here. I might remake this so it's higher around the eyes. Yeah, I will do that actually. Overall, I think 3 is just too thin of a line for our character. Ah, damn it. That's
That's a good look.
I think we need to kind of be like this. Or it need to be kind of like this. Kind of need to fill that little gap there. Yeah. Look kind of like, kind of fishy looking. Kind of make this the same, honestly. Oops.
Our P looks 90. This is the P that fell off the plate and rolled behind the fridge.
Push. I can reuse this deformer.
we're practicing our patience right now. This is really I feel like to sit and watch somebody rig is truly a creative act.
I hope it's not that boring.
Oh, sleepy. That's cute. We'll have to let that one in. I think that one's gonna be
Sleepy?
sleepy.
Oh, sleepy.
Sleepy.
I don't think I like to watch other people do rigs sometimes. It just make me want to do it myself.
I think that's the normal like reaction if you know how to
Like
rig.
Lindsay, that's why Lindsay said that, like it's the test of patience because she just want to do it.
And for Rhin too, I know Rhin is like, I don't know.
Why do I end up doing it then? If like both of you want to do it.
No. I said I didn't want to rig on camera because I don't rig as fast as I used to because I don't rig regularly. So I think the original plan was that you were going to do the front view and then I was going to do the rest, but
What happened?
we didn't follow through with that initial plan, and I'm not here to fight it.
Of course you're not here to fight it. You don't need to do it. I actually, because these are like the showing ones, and I actually want to make sure they have a static transformation so they don't showed up. Oh my god, why is it so hard?
What did you just do? What are you naming right now? You're naming.
I'm making sure that the deformer is assigned to the drawing one because I want them to have a deformation switch because because when they're set to 0, I don't want a deformer to show. So see how like this drawing is empty now and there's no deformer, and then drawing 1 there is deformer. Just trying to set that up so that when it's not time to have the deformer, it doesn't show the deformer.
I feel like I've mentioned Mabel a few times, but I know I didn't say it to everybody, but Mabel did hurt herself today, so we went to the vet before this, and Mabel now, and I have to take a photo because it's really cute. But Mabel is the cone is off. She does have a cone, big, and the cone's massive. So I feel really bad. It's like 13 inches wide, I think. And then her paw is all bandaged up because I don't want to say we crushed her paw, but her paw got crushed and a long time ago, and she's always had a very crooked nail, and the nail basically like cracked, and it was gross. So she's got a little wound, and we're treating it. She's accepted. Yeah. Yeah, and she just jumped on the couch. So, but I can't envision her like putting any weight on that paw. So I don't know how she did that, and I'm nervous for when she has to come down because going up and down the stairs, I have to hold her by her harness and like kind of help lift her. She's gonna be okay. But I will post some sad photos of Mabel. She's on her medicine to be kicking in. She's getting very sleepy. We'll have to get her outside one more time. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not that bad. It's just that it's her paw that she has to walk on and she can't. She's too big. I will. Yeah, I'll post photos. She's gonna be okay. I'll tell you right now, we're probably not going hiking this weekend. I'm not gonna take her, unfortunately. She's gonna sit that one out.
Poor Maple.
Oh, I kind of want to do that for Mabel, but she's 100 pounds, so it's still it's still too hard. But I've considered it. I've considered getting stronger so I could put her on my back. Just do power lifts and squats with my dog. Your keystrokes are so fast, Alex.
What do you mean? I
Well,
pushed
just
my
the fact, like
shortcut
you're
key
hitting
really
the
fast.
keys, like the keys.
That's why I choose this keyboard because it bounces back really fast. I hate when when you hit a keyboard and then they kind of have a little delay bounce back. But it's very clackety, so it's loud. That's good. Okay, so here is the choice that we'll make together. Do we
Okay.
want the cheek to be a cutter, or do we want it to be the skin color so it's easier to grab?
I like the
I'll
skin
say the
color.
pros and cons. The skin color, if you want to blur the highlight or have pink blushes, Com's gonna hate you. The cutter, the cutting the eyes, it's gonna be a little bit harder to select.
Okay, fine. Do it that way. Can you add a handle?
I can add a handle. I'm just lazy.
I feel like Alex and I have secret languages because we've just worked together for so long. I don't know how you feel about it, Damon. But... yeah.
Why did Damon need to feel anything about it is the question. I think it's all of these above. It's not. The crease doesn't need to get cut, but the eye definitely need to get cut, and the eyeliner definitely need to get cut, like this too, right? I just cut them separately. Here and here.
I know, these are my favorite things to add.
The cheek?
Such a cute little handle.
Mm-hmm. And then I realized they actually not big enough probably.
As long as it's clickable.
Yeah. There we go. I added in like last time, I think, because I forgot to add it in. Okay, I'm actually gonna try the envelope creator again. I was using it, goofing around with it the other day. There, see how perfect this deformer was created?
That one was perfect.
That one was pretty good.
That might be the first time I've seen it. Perfect.
Hitting all the points and then the middle points there. Nice. Good. This is the first time. Yeah. It is the first time. I might tease the little pinpoint out a little bit. Just in case. Make sure this handle is balanced. Sometimes they're not. But yeah, this is actually pretty good deformer. Yeah, I noticed if you just do like a 4-point deformer, sometimes they do set it up okay. Not all the time, but sometimes. Alright, so I think this is it for all our eyes. So let's go back and add keyframe. And then I'll recolor it.
Did you just add your keyframes?
Yeah.
Was that the sound? That was how we always knew somebody was ending a rig.
Yeah, just hitting the keyframe.
Music to my ears. I would change my ringtone to that.
this one. I like this one. Lindsay, you should post this one.
Okay.
Oh my
Where?
god.
Where am I posting it?
I don't know. Anywhere you want.
Okay, 1 second.
What? Nothing. I did nothing.
Alyx.
What? What? Nothing. I did nothing. You see nothing.
I missed it.
You'll see it eventually. Surely. All right. We have all our expressions. Moving on. Let's see. Let's work on. Okay, so what do we have? Cheek, drawing, eye creases are done. Okay, we only have.
You got 20 minutes.
So you're saying 20 minutes I can't finish an open mouth for the profile?
I didn't say that. I said you got 20 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't say
I
you
will
can't
get it
do
done.
anything. I just said, do you think you'll have time? And now I'm saying you have 20 minutes.
Okay, well, we'll see. All right, this one is done. Let me turn it off. Okay, what are we looking at?
I'll be back in a second.
It's fair. Only fair.
Okay, we can't. I think we can do. Yeah, mouth gonna take a little bit longer. Let's do the profile first because that's the most difficult. Well, not the most difficult to rig, but the most rig related.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the most rig related. And for the other mouth, I will. Should I do offline? Or we can keep going a little bit. Flip.
It's so cute.
Oh, it's a profile actually. Sorry, not profile, quarterback. Oh, I was so blind. I was like, something is wrong, but I don't know what. Let's put it here.
What was wrong? Because I didn't catch it.
That's good.
Profile, not quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. But it's a quarterback, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so yeah.
Are we going to be labeling or naming or renaming our mouth shapes? Are we going to have some sort of organizational?
It's kind of purely up to animation, in my opinion.
That's Chan doing that, yeah?
Yeah.
The animation side?
Next week. So we do have 2 classes next week for animation, and because they're so close, everybody's kind of going back to work. So schedules are starting to smaller. So he's going to be doing it back to back before he starts work, and on Monday, what we've decided to do, because it makes a little more sense, because for animation he's gonna have to open some scenes. So rigging's a lot of work because it's a big job, but animating a whole bunch of scenes is a big job because opening scenes actually takes time. Nobody really thinks about that, especially if the scene is really big. It takes a little bit longer to open a scene. So what we've decided to do is 2 hours, and I've just released this information today. So we're going to do 2 hours of um, 2 hours of feedback and questions, which is good because I'm thinking in September we're actually going to, just because we're going to be working on our secret project here a little bit more, just to buy some extra time. What I was considering was doing just feedback and reviews in the month of September. Plus, everybody's going back to school, so I don't want to be doing lectures the first week of school. Let everybody just have school, or if you're not going back to school, hang out with us. But it would be a really nice break. So we're going to test that out on Monday, and then on the Tuesday after work, he's going to run through and do as many scenes as he can in our short with this little guy. But the goal will really be to not to animate as much as he can and not waste time opening scenes. So.
For sure.
We figured if we gave him 2 hours of a runway, he might be more efficient. Be a little draining though too, because not a lot of people do this stuff in these sprints. Like everybody's done a 1 hour sprint to get everything done. You could say Alyx has done a couple 2 hour sprints. I've done a couple 2 hour sprints. He's gonna have a 2 hour sprint, like a real, and like get it done. So it should be interesting. Oh my gosh.
I kind of think this is better. It's so crazy. Oops.
Oh, my family photo image didn't get posted. I'm so sad.
What got posted?
Oh, it didn't get posted. It didn't
Didn't
post.
get posted.
There was a tech issue. My life is a tech issue.
does feel like your life is full of tech issues. Oh, that's sad. I think after working like on my own computer for a little while, I do miss that. I'm having an issue with this corner of the mouse. I don't like it how it taper like this, but I also don't like it when it's not tapered.
It is bubbling a little.
Yeah, like I want this.
So it's so subtle, but I see it. I know what you're looking at.
Just gonna.
What if you just joined and merged those two lines and let them do the corner?
Hmm? Yeah, but then that will be a round corner.
You can change the miter.
Yeah, the miter would be sharp.
The miter is gonna fuck with the deformer.
Language. That's true.
They're gonna affect the
That's
deformer.
True. You win. You win. The deformer will mess up the miter.
Unless you put it outside, but if you put it outside, the inner corner also is not really. I think this is relatively okay.
How does it look with the deformer now? Like, does that deformer look good?
Well, we don't have a deformer yet. I'm just
okay.
predicting. I'm just reflecting on what the deformer would be like.
Well, that's a fun look.
Hmm?
With the eye there, that was fun.
Yeah.
This is like, this is gonna sound. I don't want to say it's gonna sound rude. It's not gonna be rude, but this is so meditative for me that I'm getting sleepy. It's very relaxing, and the keyboard is very ASMR.
I can feel the keyboard in my fingertips.
I know.
Clicky clacky. I'm like, I know what that is.
Can you guess the shortcut, or you just sort of have a feel?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you're just zooming in and out for now. I could probably guess the shortcuts. Funny enough.
Yeah.
I couldn't say them out loud as fast as you typed them, that's for sure. I sent a photo to Mike of this little, and he says, "Sweet." have to go back to our concepts. I was been thinking about more P's lately. We have like more. I have my concepts in here. I do not have my.
All the expressions from that pile of P's he drew?
Yeah. I think I have one. Okay. I wanted to see if they were in the original list. Okay, so in the original list, we have persistence, patience, practice, pride, purpose, plan, panic, pause, performance, passion, planning, prevention, perfect. What we don't have here is protection, perseverance, and procrastination.
Or sleepy.
There's what?
Sleepy's not in there.
And sleepy.
Does he have a tongue yet? I don't remember.
Not yet.
We haven't, no. I already forgot the third P that I just said. I said protection,
Perseverance.
Perseverance. Thank you.
And remember, because it's kind of a big word for LP.
For RP.
Man, we're gonna need like title cards or something.
We definitely need title cards.
We
definitely need title cards.
Make a sticker book.
Ooh, yes. Stickers.
That's all we have right now are stickers.
Well, that's not great then. If all we have is stickers.
Well, we have more than stickers. I shouldn't say all we have are stickers.
We don't have the color for mouse interior, so I'm just gonna kind of.
But you can pick the appropriate colors. Like we know what the interior will look. It's always the same colors. There's the pink, there's the bubblegum pink tongue, the weird dark red. It's like kind of like a dried blood.
Dried blood, yes. We don't need the mouse color then, actually. Well, main thing is because our character's green, right? So you kind of need to. Like, does it more like this? Or does it more like, you know, this?
Here, hang on.
Human cheek or inside of pea cheek?
I feel like this is actually not bad. I like the inside color. A little bit muddier.
I don't hate the green personally.
I actually don't hate the green. What's the color of the tongue though?
Green. It's just similar and lighter, I think. Let me put tongue in it first.
Green tongue.
Tongue probably need, the outline probably need to show. Actually.
Oh, I got a friend.
Hey, friend.
This is Pika.
Hey.
Hi.
I like it.
Something's happening outside, and I can't tell if somebody's riding a horse.
You got horses there? Pika's invested.
Whenever you say Pika, I just remember, it just remind me of Eric's dog.
Eric Pika? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get a quick zoom out? Can I see the, or do we have the tongue yet, like in there?
Yeah, one sec.
Okay. I don't.
I'm trying so hard to make the corner look good.
That looks good.
That's better. There.
Oh,
What do you think?
I really like it.
Yeah, I think green is better than red, honestly.
I think so too, actually. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Fixing the corner. It's a little bit of high maintenance corner. I would avoid it if we are working in a production.
Mike Morris says hi.
Hi.
He likes it. He says he is solidly camp green. Yeah, that was a good call. I don't think I could have ever had that imagination.
Of having it green?
Yeah. I'm sure it would have been there somewhere, but I don't think it would have come to me as fast as it came to you.
It's just a green character having a red mouth is a little hard to actually make it work. Okay. We have our two mouth. Ooh. I do very much want to add this sad and this cringe.
Well, we don't have to add them right now because we don't need them for next week.
True. Alright, I'll add them later. Isn't that what you were trying to say? Like, did I read it wrong? Did I hear it wrong?
Did you hear what?
Well, you're like, we don't need it. So it was like, okay, then we're not doing it. I mean, I don't understand.
How do those top corners bend, Alex? Are they okay?
They're fine. Probably should line them up there.
Music to my ears. But probably because I'm not wearing headphones. Probably helps.
Sorry for anyone that get attacked by my keyboard. Hold on. I should save this one.
That's a P.
I should test the tongue.
What?
Nothing.
That's my favorite game. How many pivot point windows can I have open at once? Both the small joys, and that's always been number one.
If that's your small choice, is pivot point windows? That is very low of a list.
Or high.
I do miss those scripts that's copy pivot points, not gonna lie. This is actually not bad as a performer. It's not exactly where I would put it, but I don't know. Kind of work in this situation. Oh well, keeping it. Yep. Right, that's why your reply is a little bit delayed. I didn't even think about that. Oops. Really? Okay. Oh, does it already have one? Oh, shit. Okay. That's why. My bad.
I can't even see what you're doing. I don't know what you're saying by bad.
I think because we're rushing through everything, I keep like making small mistakes here and there. Like all of the mouth interiors are set to empty, and when I create a tongue drawing, I just directly create it in the tongue drawing.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I say my bad, because it is my bad. I'm not being very careful and deliberate of my action. I'm gonna name them. Yeah.
You are naming the drawings.
Don't really like how I choose my choices. There. Well, since we only have 2 right now, I thought might as well. If you rename drawings, you actually need to redo the deformers. Why? Oh, okay. Huh.
Honestly, yeah, this is where I'm like, I mean, I could do this. I could figure it out, but I'm going to run into problems when I get, because this wasn't a really popular. This is like a popular skill when I left the industry, so I only did it a couple of times. They're starting to become like you have to change your
Play around with transformation switches.
yeah. And then for Toon Boom, I didn't do it too much, so I don't have it like it's not in my muscle memory. That's for sure.
There's
That's all.
one point that I can read this and know what they're doing, and then I kind of lost that. Like it was kind of there and then it's kind of gone. Okay. All right. I think we're done. I think we're done for it. They have deformers. Let me see how much access deformer we have. They're not that bad. All our extra eye deformers are actually hidden, so that's good. It's kind of crazy looking. Still my favorite expressions, have to say. This one is the best.
What's he feeling? That's like I want ice cream, or like look at that ice cream. That's what that one tells me. The quarterback mouth open. That's one heck of an ice cream you got there.
I'm gonna make this, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna make this line slightly thicker to match the outside line. It actually doesn't look good. Never mind. Likely is something that we can adjust later, like fine tune it, I think. It's too bad we can't get to more of these expressions. I really like these expressions. They'll be really cool and really fun to post it out.
Mm-hmm.
And because, well, because there's so many extra drawing as well, like it's normally the builder's job to post them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a fun one. Because they actually make you add deformers. So for example, you create new eyebrow. These are all library items.
I mean, if we really wanted to, we could do this in September. We could do another. We can add the expressions. We could do one.
We can do a. How about this? We can do a rig update, which after the animation have like use the rig for a few runs. We normally get some feedbacks and know like what they want, what are not working, things like that, things in that nature. Yeah. So then we can come in, add more expressions, add more hands. Actually, I actually skipped the whole hands for rotations. I just realized that.
That's okay.
Yeah, so we can do those when we come back, maybe, perhaps.
Let's aim for September. We've got a lot to do in August. We can do it in September. That's a good time though, because animation would be done, comp would be done, effects would be done.
Okay. So we don't need to do it, that's what you're saying.
Not right now. Not imminently. I'm saying after the first episode.
Right. Well, yes, after our first episode, we can come back and look at it again and pick on it a little bit, correct the mistakes and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think we're on the same page.
I would love to work on it again. It's so fun. It's so fun to work on it.
Well, maybe if it's not you, I don't know how to what else to say. If it's not you, you'll be there.
I hope I'll be there. What do you mean? I'm not gonna be there? Like that
It
sounds
got real dark. We went real dark, real ominous. I don't know where you're gonna be.
I won't be there. I would. It's gonna. Okay, never mind.
Why don't we gotta pick a date. We gotta pick a date first. Let's see where we all are. All right. Are we ready to wrap it up? Are we done?
We are done. Well, we are done all we can do for it right now with our time. And
obviously there's always more to do. We could do this forever. This never ends.
I can do all the expressions and add all the things, libraries, all the hands, different feet. That normally is actually the next step for this build, is all the expressions for as a main character build.
It does, and we'll get there. Like I said, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But let's wrap it up, and thank you so much for everybody that came to join us today, but also obviously Alyx and Damon for your time and your expertise too. This is a huge feat, and Alyx for rigging this little P. It's so cute. Damon, we're gonna have you on. You're gonna be rigging a prop, and I think what we're really excited about, and what I've heard a lot of people say, is that there's not really a lot of information out there about rigging props, which is why it's really exciting to rig a prop online or like live. So yeah, we're looking forward to how you do that, how you set that up, and yeah. All right. All right. Have a good night, everybody, and enjoy, and we'll see you tomorrow.